think of a good characteristic, and he had it. Unfortunately, my grandpa passed away in March, and if I would have been able to speak at his funeral, this is what I would have said. There were three main characteristics that my grandpa had. He was kind, he was smart, he was quiet, and he was funny. When we talk about my grandpa being smart, this is what I mean. I mean, he had wisdom beyond years. He never had to study growing up for tests, and he would just go in. He literally slept through every class. He would go in, fill in the answers, and he would leave and get 100s. Anytime my grandpa did study, he was just adding more knowledge. Anytime you would ask him a question, he would always have an answer, whether it be a very serious question or whether it be a stupid question. His answers were normally always true, and if they weren't, then you were asking the wrong question. My grandpa was also very quiet. When he was still alive, he was quiet until he needed to be heard. My grandpa lived by this philosophy. He never said this, but this is basically it. It's don't speak unless spoken to, unless you need to be heard. And that right there in itself speaks volumes. When he was quick to speak, then like I said, he needed to be heard. You probably said the wrong thing and there was some kind of argument, or he was just being quick-witted and funny. But either way, whenever he spoke, it hit you differently. And lastly, my grandpa was really fun and funny and hilarious, whatever words you can use to describe fun. He had this way of carrying himself with sarcasm and foolishness and craziness and anything else. I remember whenever I told him that I got my first kiss, he was laying in a hospital bed, and it was just me and him, and I was just watching him, and I go, Pawpaw, you'll never guess what happened. He said, what happened? I said, I got my first kiss, and he was like, Erin, you're 15. Don't you think you should have had your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 27th in by now? And I was like, Grandpa, he's like, when I was your age, I was getting around. What's wrong with you? And it was just so funny, and I died laughing. And another thing, even when he passed on, me and my sister went to go visit his gravesite, and it was muddy, and we sat down, and all we could say when we got up was even, like, Grandpa would be laughing at us right now because we got so muddy. He'd be like, why are you so stupid that you come to a grave on a rainy day? He was like, use common sense. But that's just the type of man he was. And altogether, in conclusion, if you're ever going to live like someone other than Christ, if I was ever going to live like someone other than Christ, I would want to live like him. I'd want to be caring, kind, funny, smart, slow to speak, quick to listen. I don't speak unless spoken to unless someone needs to hear what I need to say. In the end, I want to be like him, and I don't see anything wrong with that. Thank you for listening to my tribute.